A trench full of sleeping soldiers. No warning, no sirens. Just a silent cloud of poison gas crawling toward them. And then, one dog snaps awake. He starts sprinting down the trench, barking like crazy, biting uniforms, yanking sleeves, doing anything to wake them up. Because in about 30 seconds, every man who stays asleep dies. That dog's name was Stubby. And what he did next is the reason some people still call him the most legendary war dog in American history. We're used to war stories being about generals, tactics, medals, and men. But history has another kind of hero. One that didn't enlist, didn't get paid, didn't even understand politics. They just did what dogs do best: protect their people. And today, you're going to meet 4 of them. And the wild part? Each one changed what militaries believed dogs were capable of. It's 1917, Yale University. The 102nd Infantry Regiment is training for war when a stray puppy with a stubby tail wanders into camp like he owns the place. The soldiers feed him. He sticks around. They name him Stubby. Now here's the problem. When it's time to ship out to France, there's a strict rule: no pets. But Private J. Robert Conroy isn't leaving him behind. So he smuggles Stubby onto the troop ship, hidden under his coat. Of course, the commanding officer eventually finds the stowaway, and Conroy is bracing for punishment when Stubby does something ridiculous. He lifts his paw, like a salute. The officer pauses, half annoyed, half amused, and basically goes, "Fine, the dog stays." And that's how Stubby unofficially joins the U.S. Army. The trenches. Then France happens. Mud, rats, shelling, the kind of fear that sits in your chest and doesn't leave. Stubby's first real taste of war is the worst kind: a gas attack. He survives, but after that, something changes. Stubby can smell poison gas before humans can. So one morning, when that deadly cloud starts rolling in while men are asleep, Stubby loses it. He tears through the trench, barking, biting, nudging, and it buys them seconds. Seconds that mean gas masks, seconds that mean breathing, seconds that mean living. And it doesn't stop there. People later describe him doing 3 jobs at once: early warning system, he hears shells first; search and rescue, he finds wounded men in no man's land; morale booster, because in hell, a dog still acting like a dog is weirdly healing. The moment that made him a legend. But the story everyone repeats happens during the Argonne Offensive. Stubby spots a German soldier, someone not supposed to be there, mapping Allied positions. Stubby doesn't bark for help, he charges. He grabs the guy's leg and holds on long enough for American soldiers to capture him. And after that, Stubby becomes something more than a mascot. He's remembered as being promoted to sergeant, an iconic detail people still argue about in the comments. But either way, the point is clear. Stubby wasn't a symbol. He was useful. He served through 17 battles, was wounded, was gassed, and still kept going. After the war, parades, medals, celebrity. And today, his preserved body, still wearing his little decorated coat, sits in the Smithsonian as proof that one stray dog walked into a war and walked out a legend. And here's the twist: Stubby wasn't the end of the story. He was the beginning. Because in the next war, dogs didn't just show up. They were officially recruited. World War II forced militaries to professionalize everything, including dogs. In 1942, the U.S. forms the Canine Corps and starts recruiting dogs from civilians. One of those dogs is a German Shepherd mix named Chips, and Chips ends up in Sicily, 1943. During the invasion, his unit is pinned down by machine gun fire from a pillbox. People are stuck. Movement means death. Chips doesn't care. He breaks free and sprints straight into the gunfire. He disappears into the pillbox. And then, the machine gun stops. Moments later, enemy soldiers stumble out, surrendering. Chips comes out too, still in full "don't mess with my people" mode. Chips is awarded medals. Then the army revokes them because of policies about animals receiving official decorations. And that raises a question we still don't answer well. How do you honor a hero when the hero isn't human? Then comes the smallest war dog you'll ever hear about, because the next legend is 4 pounds. A Yorkshire Terrier named Smokey, found in a foxhole in New Guinea. 4 pounds. Tiny. Looks like she belongs in a purse, not a war. But Smokey lives through constant air raids and flies combat missions. And then she does the thing that makes her famous. An airfield needs a communication line run through a narrow pipe, about 70 feet. It's cramped, dangerous, and would have taken days under threat of enemy fire. So her handler ties the wire to Smokey's collar, gets down on one side, and calls her. Smokey disappears into the dark pipe, and minutes later, she pops out the other side, dragging the line behind her. That tiny dog just did in minutes what would have taken men days. But Smokey's real legacy might be something else. She visits wounded soldiers and snaps them out of that 1,000-yard stare, if only for a moment. And that's why people call her one of the earliest examples of a therapy dog. So now we've seen it. Which brings us to today, where dogs aren't mascots or morale. They're operators. Modern military dogs, especially in special operations, are built different. These aren't just trained dogs. They're selected for drive, athleticism, nerves of steel. The Belgian Malinois became famous for that role, and one name gets repeated more than most: Cairo. His handler, Navy SEAL Will Chesney, describes a bond that's hard to explain unless you've depended on another living thing in life or death situations. Cairo could detect explosives, track targets, clear areas, and work in chaos without panicking. Then came May 2011, Operation Neptune Spear, the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound. Cairo's job was to help secure the perimeter, detect threats, and stop anyone trying to flee. And when the news broke, one of the only publicly known details from that team, besides the outcome, was that a dog was there. A quiet reminder that even in the most modern, high-tech mission on Earth, a dog's nose, speed, and loyalty still matter. And if you zoom out far enough, it feels almost poetic. From a stray puppy in 1917 to a special operations dog in 2011. It's the same story, different battlefield, same bond. Military dogs have been sentries, scouts, messengers, rescuers, and healers. They don't understand medals, they don't care about rank, they care about their people. And that's why their stories hit so hard, because in places where humans become capable of the worst, dogs keep doing what they've always done. Show up and stay. If this moved you, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which story got you the most? Stubby, Chips, Smokey, or Cairo? And if there's a war dog story you think more people need to hear, drop that too. Thanks for watching.